Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. Italian Jannik Sinner bags his first ever US Open title. Aryna Sabalenka lifts the coveted title in women's category. At close, India boasts an impressive medal haul of 29 medals, including 7 gold, 9 silver and 13 bronze. President and Prime Minister of India extends congratulatory wishes on the rich medal haul. And in football, hosts India will go against Syria in head-to-head encounter in a winner-take-it-all third and final game of the Intercontinental Cup trophy. The most watched tennis tournament of the year, the US Open, comes to a close with Australian Open winners Jannik Sinner and Aryna Sabalenka both lifting the US Open trophy. Our next report brings you more on how the winners created history, adding yet another feather to their rich medal haul. Take a look. The US Open comes to a close as Italian Jannik Sinner bags the coveted title in men's singles category, while Aryna Sabalenka lifts the title trophy in women's singles category at the coveted tournament. Interestingly, Sinner and Sabalenka both won the US Open and Australian Open in the same year. Jannik Sinner produced a brutal display of baseline power as he became the first Italian man to win the US Open with a 6-3, 6-4, 7-5 victory over American Taylor Fritz in the final to secure his 6th title of the season. The result will push him more than 4,000 points clear of new world number 2 Alexander Zverev. On the other hand, in women's category, Sabalenka clawed her way back from injury and disappointment to hoist the US Open trophy. She dropped only one set on the road to the final and downed American Jessica Pegula by 7-5, 7-5 after finishing runner-up a year ago. Aryna Sabalenka's victory at the US Open marked her 3rd Grand Slam title, making her one of only 5 women to win both the Australian Open and US Open in the same year. In 2024, Sabalenka clinched her 6th WTA 1000 title at the Cincinnati Open, defeating Jessica Pegula in straight sets. The 2024 US Open surpassed 1 million fans in attendance for the first time ever, making it the most loved Grand Slam event in the sport of tennis. Sports Desk, DD India. And now all the latest from Paris Paralympics. So the Paris Paralympics came to an end on Sunday in a phenomenal closing ceremony. From French dazzling athletic performances at iconic venues to groundbreaking ceremonies in front of a packed stand and the first ever medal for a Paralympic refugee team, the Games have truly been incredible. Let's take a look for more at this closing ceremony report.
The Paris Paralympics 2024 came to an enthralling end with a spectacular closing ceremony at the Stade de France. Some 24 French DJs, including electronic music pioneer Jean-Michel Jarre as well as Cassis, played in the final part of the event, creating a memorable atmosphere. "169 delegations representing 168 national Paralympic committees took part in the closing ceremony. During the athletes' parade, India were represented by Harvinder Singh and Preeti Pal as flag bearer. India had a Games to remember for long. After they easily topped their medal tally of Tokyo 2020 of 19, Indian para-athletes snapped up their highest ever medal haul of 29, including 7 gold, 9 silver and 13 bronze medals. This impressive performance ensured that India ended their Paralympics campaign at the 18th position in the medals table. The athletes and the crowd defied rain to dance to some of the incredible music, marking an end to what has been a tremendous month and a half in Paris. Cheery spectators came out of the stadium after the closing ceremony ended in a spectacular display of fireworks.
It was very beautiful. The ceremony was a firework display in a way, a beautiful way to end this unforgettable experience that are the Olympic and Paralympic Games. I found it very festive, very joyful.
We were saying to each other that it was surely the ceremony to see live. In fact, it was a giant party. We did nothing but dance for an hour with all the people around us, and there was a crazy atmosphere. It was incredible. Honestly, we were amazed.
Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo handed the Paralympic flag to International Paralympic Committee President Andrew Parsons, who then presented it to Karen Bass, Mayor of Los Angeles, that will host 2028 Games. Bass is also the first black woman mayor to receive the Paralympic flag during the closing ceremony. The 17th edition of the biggest sporting extravaganza hosted more than 4,000 athletes from around the world competing in 549 medal events. Sports Desk, DD India.
India concluded its campaign at Paris Paralympics with greatest ever medal haul, bagging 29 medals in its kitty with 7 gold, 9 silver and 13 bronze medals. In the process, India created many records as well. Here's a report that talks about India's performance at Paris Paralympics 2024. A record-breaking Paralympic Games came to an end with a glittering medal haul for India, boasting a total number of 29 medals at the Paris Paralympics, surpassing all previous records. Beginning with Avani Lekra's gold medal on the shooting range and ending with Navdeep's javelin gold, everything in between was historic as India's para-athletes scripted the country's greatest ever Paralympics campaign. Avani Lekra became the first Indian woman to win 2 gold medals at the Paralympic Games as she defended her title in women's 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 shooting event with a world record score. India also recorded a 1-2 in athletics for the first time ever as Dharambir and Pranav Surma clinched gold and silver in men's club throw F51 event. With this, Dharambir also set a new Asian record of 34.92 meters. On the other hand, Praveen Kumar logged an Asian record to win the high jump T64 title and fetched India's 6th gold, which is their highest ever at the Paralympics. If you talk about javelin, ace javelin thrower Sumit Antil made history as the first Indian man to defend his title at the Paralympics, winning gold in men's javelin throw F64 with a stunning throw of 70.59 meters along with a new Paralympic record. With a bronze in the high jump T42 class, Mariampan Thangavelu also became the first Indian to win medals at 3 consecutive Paralympics edition. On the other hand, Preeti Pal also secured a bronze in women's 100-meter T35 race with a personal best time. It was also India's first ever medal in a track event at the Paralympics. In all, India won 4 medals in track events at Paris 2024 and 5 in para-badminton. If we talk about athletics, Deepti Jivanji became the first intellectually impaired Indian athlete to win a Paralympic medal with a bronze in women's 400-meter T20 class. Para-archer Sheetal Devi teamed up with Rakesh Kumar to achieve a world record score in the compound mixed team qualification event. And at just 17 years old, Sheetal went on to make history as India's youngest Paralympic medalist, securing bronze in mixed team event alongside Rakesh. Later, India found their first ever Paralympic archery champion in Harvinder Singh. And apart from so many records being created and broken, India ended on a high note with Navdeep Singh's gold medal, which was upgraded from a silver. On this stupendous achievement of Team India at Paris Paralympics, India's President and Prime Minister took to social media platform to express their delight. President Draupadi Murmu said, "I am extremely pleased with the superlative feats of the Indian contingent in Paris Paralympic Games 2024. The medal tally of 29 in Paris alone is nearly half of the 60 medals won by India in all its 13 games so far. In its 11 Paralympics till 2016, India had won 12 medals. India's performance at Tokyo Paralympics 2020 marked a quantum jump with 19 medals. It has gone up by 10 more at Paris. In this moment of special pride, I join the families, coaches, nutritionists, and all the persons and institutions who stood by our Paralympics participants. The stories of every medal winner and other players in Team India need to be told and retold to celebrate their undying spirit amidst crisis. This will inspire the nation, especially our youth. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated the contingent for their best ever medal haul. He said, Paralympics 2024 have been special and historical. India is overjoyed that our incredible para athletes have brought home 29 medals, which is the best ever performance since India's debut at the Games. This achievement is due to the unwavering dedication and indomitable spirit of our athletes. Their sporting performances have given us many moments to remember and inspired several upcoming athletes. Hashtag Cheer for Bharat. The teams were given a rousing welcome on their arrival back home. With a stupendous score of 29, India's Paralympics contingent has now set a new benchmark in international arenas. Deepika Mehto's report for DD India. And to talk more about this, I'm joined with a very special guest, Avni Lekra, the double gold medalist at different editions of Paralympics. She's also the first female to bag 3 Paralympic medals in different editions. Good evening and thank you so much, Avni, for joining us in this exclusive broadcast and taking out your time. First of all, Avni, you're the first Indian female to win 3 medals in different Paralympic editions, and alongside you're also managing a 5-year law degree program. How do you manage both sports and studies together?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I started shooting when I was really young. I was 13, 14 years old. And, after that, I gave my board exams, 10th board exams with shooting, 12th board exams with shooting, and also law exams with shooting. So I think it is something that, I'm okay with, and now I know how to balance it. I've been doing it since 8, 9 years now, and I think I've always thought that education is equally important as sports. So I try to take out my time, and also the people that I have, my classmates, teachers, everyone was super supportive at that time too. So I think it was kind of manageable for me.
Also, Apni, you are yourself owning 2 gold medals and 3 overall in different editions of Paralympic Games. And if we put together this with India's rich medal haul, posting a total number of 29. What do you have to say about India's performance this time at Paris Paralympics, Apni?
I think there's a huge improvement, and last time we got 19 medals, and now I guess 29 medals are completed, and I think this is like a huge growth in para sports too, because when we won last times, we've seen a lot of awareness and inclusiveness increasing in our country regarding the para sports. There was a lot of visibility about that. And this time, people seeing the matches, people seeing the games and cheering for their favorite athletes, cheering for India, it kind of gave a lot of motivation and inspiration to us athletes to go out there and give our 100%. And, when people see the newcomers, the new athletes, when they are coming up, they also get inspired that, if they can do, why can't we? We should also try, we should also go out. We can even be better than them. So I think that motivation and inspiration that comes is kind of making the growth of para sports faster.
And now, also talking about the government here, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called you to congratulate you when you were in Paris and expressed his best wishes. He also said in the conversation that managing mental strength worked as the key to success. How do you see the role of government shaping up young athletes, especially with initiatives like Prime Minister wishing the medalist, and if you talk about the back-end support that comes from schemes like TOPS?
I think government has been super supportive for me, and I've been in top scheme since 5, 6 years. And this time I was able to take my personal coach and personal physio with me to create that environment so that I can go and give my best. Especially the motivation that comes from our Honorable Prime Minister, sir, meeting us and having conversations with us before going and after winning medals and even after coming back to India. it is very surprising to other athletes of other countries too, because they don't find it normal to see a prime minister calling the athletes for winning medals, and I think that inspires and motivates us too. And last time also, when sir called and we had a conversation after gold, I was so motivated that I was able to go out and win another medal for the country. And this time it was such an inspiration call, and I think just the call itself is a motivating factor to athletes to going out there and winning medals.
Also, Avni, there's a very pertinent question. After India's performance at Paris Paralympics, many of the fans now tend to compare Olympics with Paralympics. We would like to hear from you, from the horse's mouth itself, that why we should or we should not compare the two, Avni.
I think both the Olympic athletes and Paralympic athletes, give their 100% on the field, and they are, representing their country, and they all of them want just to win medals for their country and to make their flags go high. For Paralympics, I think the meaning of Paralympic in itself is parallel to Olympics and meaning beside Olympics and all. So I think I think they all are same, and we kind of give the same kind of, training and hard work to our sport, like the Olympic athletes. And for me, I think there is not a huge difference, just that we go for the equality and, to showcase that people with coming from different backgrounds, different physical disabilities, they are still going out and, they're still breaking the barriers and giving so much inspirational stories to people. And I feel the similar thing in between both of these games are that we look up to see a good fight, and I think both the Olympic athletes and Paralympics athletes know how to give a good fight.
And my last question to you, what would be your message to the young athletes who are watching you? And interestingly, to draw a very interesting figure here, at the Olympics also, it was Manu Bhaker who opened India's medal tally with a bronze medal. And in Paralympics also, it is you who opened India's medal tally with a gold medal. What would be your message to the budding athletes?
I would just want to say that, do what you like, whatever sport you choose, just fell in love with that. And, don't, when you reach a certain stage, you will see that, you will start going out, thinking more about the outcomes rather than thinking about the process and about your technique and how and why you started it. I think you should just go back to your basics, and you should just focus on the process rather than thinking about what the outcomes will be. And one day everything will fall into the place.
All right. Thank you so much, Avni. Wishing you all the very, very best. Thank you so much for taking out your time and talking to us exclusively on DD India. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving on to soccer now. In football, India will take on Syria in their third and final match of the Intercontinental Cup 2024 on Monday at the Gachi Bauli Stadium in Hyderabad. Syria lead the Intercontinental Cup points table with 3 points, having beaten Mauritius in their only match so far. India are second after a draw against Mauritius in their opener and need to beat Syria to win the tournament. The last time India played Syria was in the AFC Asian Cup in January this year, when Syria won by 1-0. The Intercontinental Cup match will begin at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. India hammered Japan by 5-1 in their Asian Champions Trophy fixture at the Moki Hockey training base in China on Monday. India continued their winning ways after their 3-0 victory against hosts China in their campaign opener. Sukhjit and Abhishek opened the scoring for India in the first quarter, and then Sanjay made it 3-0 in the second quarter. Japan equalized the third quarter, but then when it looked like they had a glimmer of hope for Japan, it came crashing down in the final quarter. Uttam made it 4-1 in the final quarter, and then Sukhjit completed his brace in the dying seconds. Abhishek Nain got the title of the hero of the match. On to cricket now. England all-rounder Moeen Ali has announced his retirement from international format of cricket. In an interview to UK Daily, the 37-year-old expressed disappointment over not being selected for Australia series. He further said, and I quote, I've played a lot of cricket for England. It's time for the next generation, which was also explained to me. It felt the time was right. I've done my part, unquote. Now, debuting for international cricket in 2014, Moeen played 68 tests, 138 ODIs and 92 T20Is as an all-rounder. He finishes with 6,678 runs, 8 centuries, 28 50s and 366 wickets for England across all the formats. His last international outing was England's semi-final loss to India at the T20 World Cup in Guyana. Now, India have announced the names of 16-member squad for the first test match against Bangladesh later this month in Chennai. Here are the key points about India's squad against Bangladesh. Well, Rishabh Pant has returned to the test squad for the first time since December 2022 after his fatal accident. Uncapped left-arm quick Yash Dayal is another addition to the squad that will be led by Rohit Sharma. Incumbent wicketkeeper Dhruv Jurel retains his place in the squad, who has also donned the gloves before. The spin attack comprises of Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel. Sarfaraz Khan, Virat Kohli and KL Rahul are the middle order batters, with Shreyas Iyer missing out. Jasprit Bumrah is leading the pace attack that also has Mohammad Siraj along with Akash Deep. Moving on to soccer, Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo's 88-minute heroics drove Portugal to a thrilling 2-1 victory over Scottish team. The 39-year-old, who netted his 900th goal for club and country on Thursday night, scored a late winner 2 minutes from time as Portugal came from a goal down to beat Scotland. Scott McTominay's header had given Scotland an early lead, but it was equalised on the 54th minute when Bruno Fernandes' shot battled past goalkeeper Angus Gunn. Ronaldo was introduced at half-time and his goal at the 88th minute sealed the deal for the team. Now, Indian deaf shooters return from Germany after winning 20 medals at the World Deaf Shooting Championship 2024. Indian deaf shooters' remarkable performance earned them 7 gold medals, creating several world records en route. DD India's Abhishek Prasad has more.
Indian deaf shooters received a rousing welcome with drums and garlands at the Indira Gandhi International Airport, New Delhi, after returning with 20 medals at the World Deaf Shooting Championship 2024 in Hanover, Germany. India finished at the second spot behind Ukraine, winning 7 gold, 7 silver and 6 bronze medals. Abhinav Deshwal won 5 medals, while Mahit Sandhu won 4 medals. 17-year-old Abhinav was honoured by the organisers for a rich haul of 2 gold and 3 silver medals, while 16-year-old Anuya Prasad was the other shooter to be honoured by the organisers for being the youngest athlete. Mahit Sandhu broke records as the Chandigarh shooter clinched 3 golds and a silver. Apart from these, Dhanush Srikanth won 2 gold medals, while Natasha Joshi, Shubham Vashisht, Shaurya Saini, Mohammad Murtaza Vania, Pranjali Dhumal won 2 medals each.
I have won a bronze medal in individual 10-meter air rifle and silver in mixed team in air rifle with my partner, that is Mohammed. And my experience so far was so good, so elated. I'm feeling so happy that I have at least achieved one milestone of my life, because winning a medal at international level was one of my dreams. So I'm really feeling happy for it.
I have my eyes set on Los Angeles Olympics, which will be held in 2028. I am trying my best and putting effort day in and day out. I have been training very hard in Hyderabad. My coaches and family are helping me during this time to achieve my dream. I want to compete and represent India and also win a medal at Los Angeles Olympics.
The parents of these shooters were very happy and proud of their awards for bringing glory to the nation.
I'm really proud of her. Actually, she's been training for quite some time and she's played 2 internationals earlier also in general category. But this was her first international in the deaf category, and she has really done us proud by winning 3 golds and 1 silver. And actually this whatever she has been training, she's really proved that she's really worked hard on, and her talent has come out in this tournament.
जी मेरे लिए प्राउड मोमेंट इसके लिए है कि भारत की बेटी है और भारत के लिए मेडल जीत के लाई है। ये सिर्फ मेरी बेटी नहीं, ये पूरे इंडिया को जो ये पर्व है, महोत्सव है, ये करना चाहिए। अपनी बेटी है, मेडल लेके आई है। मेरी बेटी डेडिकेटेड है इंडिया के लिए। मैंने हमेशा बेटी को अपने बेटे की तरह पाला है। मैंने हमेशा, लोग मुझे पूछते हैं कि क्यों यहाँ पे बेटी और बेटे में जबकि फ़र्क महसूस करते हैं लोग, आप क्यों चाहते हो कि आप कैसे इस बेटी को अच्छी तरह से परवरिश करते हो? मैंने कहा ये मेरे दिल का हिस्सा है।
The World Deaf Shooting Championship 2024 was held from August 29 to September 8. This championship featured 14 events in which a total of 69 participants from 16 countries took part in the championship, with India having the second highest number of participants. The Indian deaf shooting team has consistently performed well at international competitions, winning multiple medals and setting world records. These shooters face unique challenges in their daily lives, such as communicating with coaches and teammates, but time and again, they have shown remarkable resilience and determination. Deaf shooting is gaining recognition in India, with more deaf athletes taking up the sport and competing at national and international levels. These shooters are ably supported by All India Sports Council of the Deaf, Deaf Shooting Federation of India and Government of India, providing training, helping them excel in the sport. These talented deaf shooters are an inspiration to many, showcasing their skills and determination despite the challenges they face.
Sports is that one thing which often unites us as human. Deaf and hard of hearing athletes have been an influential figures in our sporting history. A record 20 medals and a second place finish is a testimony of their abilities and talent, and proves that nothing is impossible if we have the will and desire to win the world. With cameraman Mohit and sign language interpreter Manisha Sharma, Abhishek Prasad for DD India.
And that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Bus. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of today. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehto, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Sports Bus. Namaskar.